What's good, y'all? Dr. Trehunna. So today I'm gonna tackle a very touchy subject. What we're gonna talk about is fiber, why that fiber is capped, and what you really need to do to get rid of your constant constipation.
Hey guys,
My name's Michelle.
Anita, Sarah, Peyton, Talia, Jazz,
Marquita.
I'm a physique.
product.
Period. We love to see.
So let's just go ahead and get straight to the point. Why did we hear all our lives that you need more fiber to help you get rid of your constipation? So in order for you to understand that, let me give you an analogy of what they're basically implying. Let's say we're in a car, right? And we're driving in a car and we come into a traffic jam. Now, two things usually happens when we're in a traffic jam. A, there is a car accident, and that means people are paying attention to everything but what's in front of them. They're paying attention to what happened in this accident. Or B, people can't drive. If people can't drive, they are causing their own traffic jam. They're going 40 miles per hour in a 60 mile per hour lane. When it comes to fiber, they're saying, hey, in order for you to get rid of this extra stool that's built up inside your system, let's add more cars to the traffic jam. Does that make any logical sense? Hell no. All because we add more cars into this traffic jam does not mean that the cars are now going to start moving faster or more efficiently. That's not the case. If anything, it's going to cause more of a traffic jam. The same thing applies with fiber. See, the whole purpose of fiber, what it literally does, it creates mass to your stool. But kind of like if you're plumbing, if you have a buildup of hair inside your sink. If you have a buildup of hair inside your sink, if you add more hair to your sink, is that going to magically get rid of the hair that's already stuck in the sink? No. But that's what the health advocates are telling you when it comes to fiber. It makes no logical sense. The whole purpose of fiber is to help feed your gut microbiome. The whole purpose of our gut bacteria is to help us do bodily functions such as lower blood pressure, regulate our glucose levels, create short chain fatty acids that our body needs to use every single day, such as hydrogen sulfide, methane, etc., and regulate your appetite. So we won't be able to do none of these things if we didn't have a gut microbiome. The whole purpose of fiber is to feed our gut bacteria. So there is a purpose for fiber, just not for the purpose that you was taught. Now, let me go ahead and start giving you the remedies if you're somebody that's dealing with constipation. The majority of people who are dealing with constipation happen to be women. Based off of women's physiology, are y'all made to be more constipated than men? Technically, no, but technically, yes. Let me tell you why. Women actually has a longer gastrointestinal tract than men. 10 feet longer than men, which means what? If you have a longer circuit on the tract, it'll take a little bit longer for this food to go through this tract than men. 10 feet is long. If you're a 5-foot woman, that's you laying down times 2. Okay? But not only that is the case, a lot of women usually have digestive issues. And majority of their digestive issues come from stress. So when you're stressed out, your body is releasing epinephrine. And when your body's releasing epinephrine, your body's going to release other types of hormones, such as corticotropin releasing factor. Now, keep in mind, your body is a system. So if one thing is happening, it's not just going to affect that one area, it's going to affect everything else. Just like a drug. That's why pharmaceutical drugs, it always going to promote the good things, but it got a whole lot of extra side effects. Now it's about, do you care about those side effects? That's why you see on drug commercials, the dude's talking very fast. And it's like, oh, you're going to have heart attacks, have cancer, you're going to die in your sleep. And you're like, wait, did you just say die in your sleep? So the same thing applies with hormones, okay? When one hormone's getting elicited, now it's going to counteract with another hormone. Now, when epinephrine is being released, which is adrenaline, it's also going to release another hormone called corticotropin releasing factor. What this does, it literally slows down the digestive process in your intestines. If I just told you that women naturally have a longer gastrointestinal tract, and now our hormones being released, that's going to slow it down and cause it to be a little bit more inflamed, guess what's going to happen? You're going to be a little bit more constipated. Now, logically speaking, who's going to be a little bit more stressed out on the average day? Men or women? Majority of the time, and no, it's not a stereotype, it's going to be women. Why? Women go through more stressful events naturally than men. Sad to say, women get sexually assaulted a little bit more, right? So you probably might think about that. Man gets paid more than women. right? Little things like that adds up. And a lot of women don't attribute it to stress when it is causing a little bit of stress in your body. And because it's causing more stress to your body, it's gonna slow down your body breaking down the food that you're giving to it, the digestive process, okay? Also, women deal with a little bit more IBS, which is irritable bowel syndrome. And now it's starting to become more prevalent where women is dealing with more SIBO, which is small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. And what that does is your gut microbiome that's supposed to be in your colon, which is your large intestine, is moving upwards. Now it's going into your small intestine. And this is the area that your body's actually extracting nutrients from the food that you're giving it. But now your body's not receiving the nutrients that it needs. This bacteria that's supposed to be down there is coming up, and now it's taken away from these nutrients that your body's supposed to be receiving. And this bacteria not only is taken away from these nutrients, in order for bacteria to receive the nutrients, it got to ferment it. When anything is fermenting, it's gonna create gas. If it's creating gas, now you are bloated. And that's why majority of women on this earth, believe it or not, it's a lot, deals with some sort of constipation. Now, there's definitely some remedies so you can alleviate your constipation. It's just not gonna be your fiber, okay? It's not gonna be, add more soluble fiber into your diet and you're just gonna magically push everything through. No, because there's other factors in play, such as stress, such as you having a longer gastrointestinal tract, and such as you probably not receiving enough, magnesium. The whole purpose of magnesium is basically to help your muscles contract and relax. Now, if you are stressed out, your body is more tense. So if this is a tube and I squeeze on this tube just like a hose outside, is water gonna go through this hose? No. You need your muscles to relax. In order for your muscles to relax, your body needs more magnesium. Now, a lot of people, 80% of Americans are deficient in magnesium. If you're really backed up, I need you to get more magnesium biglycinate. Okay? Now, I know you probably heard of having magnesium citrate. That's a quick fix. But if you're getting magnesium biglycinate, not only is it going to have some magnesium citrate, it's going to have all the magnesium that you need. That way you're not just getting a quick fix. You're kind of getting the magnesium necessary so you can have more consistent bowel movements. Now too, like I said, you might have to actually reduce fiber. And when I'm talking about fiber, I'm not talking about veggies, okay? Still have your veggies, still have your asparagus, that's good for you, okay? Still have your bok choy, still have your edamame, spinach, kale, etc. You need to start having less of the fiber coming from grains, okay? Your low carb tortillas if you're on my plan, right? Believe it or not, that's not really gonna help as much. It's just gonna create more mass. But if you're already constipated, you're constipated. You gotta switch up something that you're doing daily. You watch out for your grains and your beans and legumes. Oh, I thought legumes and beans was a good source of fiber. Yeah, it is. But what's happening is it's extracting minerals because a lot of beans has something called phytates and lectins in it. And if it got phytates in it and lectins in it, this depletes your body of magnesium, zinc, iron, calcium. I just told you magnesium help you relax and contract muscles, so you need more than magnesium so you can go ahead and start getting things moving down your gastrointestinal tract. But if you're having something that's extracting these minerals from your body, what's gonna happen? You're not receiving it. That's why you're constipated. So if you're constipated, it's been like 2 or 3 days, and just to give y'all a definition, the definition of constipation is the feeling that you're unable to have a bowel movement. You're not going or you're not using the bathroom, number 2, at least 3 times a week. Your movements are difficult or painful. It's dry, hard, or a lumpy stool. Okay, so that is the definition of constipation. So make sure none of your medication side effects is actual constipation, because you'll be surprised how many medications side effect is actual constipation. It literally says it right there. The thing is, you just never knew that because you never looked for side effects. Tip number 3, if you're experiencing constipation, 9 times out of 10, it's a sign of 2 things. You don't have enough HCl, which is hydrochloric acid, in your stomach, and this actually allows your body to break down all the things that you're digesting, okay? Or B, you don't have enough bowel salts. And bowel salts allow your body to break down more of the fat of the food that you're giving to it. A side effect of giving your body too much bowel salts is diarrhea. If you actually give your body more bowel, it's gonna actually help your body get it moving a little bit more and a little bit more frequently, okay? So if you're noticing that you're somebody that for some odd reason, every single time you eat some meat, you're a little bit more constipated, that is a direct sign that you need bile salts. So what I need you to do is definitely get some more bile salts, okay? But if you're noticing that it doesn't matter what you eat, you're a little bit more constipated for 3 to 4 days, I need you to get some betaine hydrochloride, or if you want to go the cheap route, that's what I love, apple cider vinegar. It has acetic acid into it, and that's gonna allow your body to break down things a little bit better as well. So that's why I always advocate taking apple cider vinegar after a meal or before you start actually eating. Now 4, make sure you're not just eating nothing but chicken all day. Chicken at the end of the day doesn't have no fat to it. So do not be afraid of fat, ladies. Have more protein on your plate than fat. So what does that mean? Have some fat, because the best type of protein, believe it or not, on this earth actually comes with some fat. Eggs, salmon, fish, beef, steak. Ironically, chicken is kind of one of the worst type of proteins on earth. All right? So you want to have some fat. And because chicken is nothing but just protein, and you're not getting any fat, your body's not going to really produce any bile. And because you're not producing any bile, your body's not realizing that it's really eating. You always want to have a little bit of fat along with your protein, and you're going to realize that you're going to be more consistent. Your body's receiving the signal that, hey, we're actually eating. Let's go ahead and release some of this bile to break down some of this fat. And like I just told you, the more bile that your body's producing, the more that you're going to get this movement going when it comes to your GI tract. Make sure you're not somebody that's doing that rabbit eating and you're doing frequent meals. You're eating 5 to 6 times a day. You want to follow some form of intermittent fasting, because after you eat, your body needs time to break down what you're eating. But if you're just stuffing your mouth every 3 hours, what's gonna happen? Your body's gonna be like, yo, bro, well, we just broke down this and you just giving me more calories that I really don't need right now. So the human body and everybody's body burns about 100 calories per hour. Logic, okay? If you're only burning 100 calories an hour and it's 24 hours in a day, what does that mean? That means that your body only needs about 2,400 calories. Now, if every meal that you eat, I'm talking about a quick little sandwich, is 400 calories. I'm talking about you just having 2 slices of bread, 1 slice of cheese, some ham. That's about 400 calories. If you're doing that every 3 hours, your body only burns 100 calories an hour. That means what? You're gonna be in a caloric surplus of 100. That means your body didn't have time to break down the food that you just gave to it. So your body takes about 6 to 8 hours to digest food. So if you're eating every 3 hours, then of course there's gonna be a traffic jam. Does that make sense? So make sure you give your body time. And that's why I want you to follow some form of intermittent fasting. Make sure you're always moving your body as well. Because you're going to notice that the times of your life that you was the most constipated, you wasn't moving as much. You was probably remote. You wasn't doing a lot of movement. The only time you was moving was going to the refrigerator and you picking up a fork. That's the only time you're moving. Make sure you prioritize movement. If you can get at least 1 hour a day walking outside in nature, receiving some vitamin D, because believe it or not, vitamin D is going to help mobilize your GI tract with peristalsis and help you alleviate some of the stool, then you're getting best of both worlds. Not only you're not constipated, but because you're walking outside, you're going to lose a little bit more weight. You're going to regulate your glucose levels a little bit more. You're going to lower your blood pressure a little bit more. All right? The top 5 tips I can give to you if you're somebody who's dealing with constipation, make sure you get some magnesium, preferably some magnesium biglycinate, okay? Also, you might need a little bit more thiamine, which is vitamin B1. So if you want to add some nutritional yeast into your diet, that is loaded with B vitamins. Lower your stress. And the best way to lower your stress is to get up, walk outside in nature, naturally. Make sure you're incorporating some bile salts if you're somebody that's not able to really digest meat, or you notice you experience bloating when you eat some meat. But if you're somebody that experiences bloating all the time, that means you probably have low hydrochloric acid. So get some betaine hydrochloric acid or get some apple cider vinegar. Take this before or right after you eat a meal. And last but not least, watch out for your medications. If you're somebody that's taking some antidepressants or anxiety medications, the majority of the medication side effects happen to be constipation. It literally says it. So just go ahead and do some research on the medication that you're taking daily. And oh, let me add an honorable mention. If you're constipated, 9 times out of 10, you're dehydrated. All right, you're not getting enough fluid to move everything down. Now, you don't need a gallon of water a day, but it's safe to say you need at least, whatever your body weight is, half in fluid ounces. So I'm a 190-pound male. That means I need approximately about 95 ounces of fluid a day. And keep in mind, you're actually getting some hydration from the fluid that you eat as well. All right? Hopefully y'all learned something today. Hopefully that dispels the fiber myth. That's your reset tip of the day that's going to help you stay snatched all the time, known as sometime. Talk to you soon.